What are you up to? That's my boat down there. The camouflage. Anyway, guys, what's the documentary for? Look at me, I be a pirate, pirate I be. Please, you want to see something really weird?
I would say I'm kind of like a river womble in a way. I find stuff, I've managed to forage because some providence and good karma makes me find the tin of soup if I need it for the day, if I go out hungry. So the £10 note flowing in the wind. I think, I must have done something good today. So yeah, a lot of time foraging. But materials, and especially gathering wood in the winter, you get to know the trees. I get, especially when the wind goes, I get such a stack of wood then. I mainly go along the cycle paths, get all the wood from there first, and that's good for a few days.
A friend of ours, very modest man, and he used to disappear a couple of winters ago when we could hear the buzzsaw going, chainsaw, and we thought he was doing a lot of firewood. And lo and behold, we appeared up there, an alligator or crocodile in the backwater. And then came a Winnie the Pooh, then came various hares and rabbits and otters and flower pot men, and Geraldine the giraffe, who's our latest arrival. And people always say, who is it? Who did it? And we refer to him as the River Banksy, because he's a man of mystery.
And my friends call me Jeppo. I'm a healthcare assistant, but I've got a hobby of kayaking, which I've been doing for the last 4 years. One day I walked in the shop and seen an inflatable kayak. I thought I'll have a piece of that, bought it, chucked it in the river and started off. I enjoyed it so much being on the water, meeting the people. I just decided to keep with it.
I'm Peter Osborne. I'm the manager of Bourne End Marina. I've been in this role for just over 15 years. Richie, how do I drive it? What do I do?
Ring, ding, 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 ring, ding, ding, ding.
15 years this year. It's nice, peaceful, lovely bit of life.
And what does your job on a normal day entail, roughly?
Painting, varnishing, craning, towing, swimming, drinking. Yeah, we like a drink.
The Bounty Public House is very important to the River Thames. It's establishments such as this that give a target for boaters to go to when they go on the river. I don't think there's enough places such as the Bounty, which is a bit queer, and in my opinion we could do more of these sort of places.
A lot of people arrive in their boats and come in with a new flag or a German helmet they found in their loft or something. But we nail everything up on the wall. Found a lamb once who cooked it. Perhaps I shouldn't say that.
Swan was eaten all over the country, and it was really served up at banquets and feasts for really dignitaries. And in those days, of course, it was a very, very important food.
Out and in, out and in, and fins and a tail that help them swim. The fish in the sea are the fish that are free. The fish around the lake never swim straight. The fish in your pond are the ones that you're fond of. The fish in the bowl are orange, called gold, and the fish on a hook are the ones that you cook. Smash it again. Thank you, George.
I'd like a little floating market of food stalls. I think that'd be really cool. That's what I'd like to achieve. My flotilla. We'll have to see what happens. I'll just switch this off and go back to my full-time, 6 months a year career as a chimney sweep.
We've got the Whippet kitchen, yes. Believe it or not, it's it's a lovely thing. Again, it's something that it was a tradition for 27 years with the old lock keeper that you could buy an ice cream at Abingdon Lock. And when Richard took over, they got permission to do it again. So the tradition carries on and local people love it. As you can see today, it's lovely.
We were moored at Henley during the Henley Festival, and one group had a rubber duck which must have been about 20-25 feet tall. What style? I mean, that's great, but it's just great fun, isn't it, to do things like that. So you see oddball things like that.
There's some big giant balls called water orbs which you roll about in the water in. They're like big hamster balls. Blow them up round you and you roll them about on the water. On a paddling pool, not on the river, because that might be taking risk a bit too far.
Amphibious cars are the only way to travel. Actually, we're here at the International Amphib, and today we're in Marlow in the park, and it's just been a wonderful day. We've been swimming all the way from Henley down to Marlow, and actually we've been taking a few shortcuts on and off slips that we found on the way. It's a wonderful thing. I mean, this particular amphibious vehicle by Gibbs, the Aquada, is actually one of the fastest you can actually buy. So you can do about 35 knots on the water and about 100 miles an hour on the road. Actually, a friend of mine, Lyndon York, mentioned that this event was happening last year, so I thought, whatever I do, I need to get myself an amphibious vehicle in time for that, which is what we've done. And it's been a brilliant time, so I'm really glad they managed to borrow one. In fact, they've actually got a bigger one behind the Humdinger, so that's the next model they're working on as we speak. My very first amphibious experience was at St Michael's Mount when they had a duck, which is like some of the bigger ones you can see right at the end there. And then we did on Wheeler Dealers years and years ago, we did an amphi car, which we actually restored, and that was fantastic fun. We had to do the test swim, if you like, on the Thames, just by Windsor Castle, on one of the heaviest flows of water just after the flooding. And we actually broke down because we were trying to go upstream, chasing a camera boat, going too hard at it. But I mean, it's such a wonderful thing. Once you've been in and out of the water, you know, in one vehicle, it's just a wonderful experience. You just have to go again and again on. But I think, again, I'm going to have a bit more of a dabble, and of course then everybody's going to have to buy one of my cars as well.
We started in 1987 in Holland with a small group of ducks that went from England, and we took 4 over there, and it was really a military event. There were some, it was, as I say, it was in Holland, and there were Dutch GPAs, amphibious jeeps there, and a couple of civilian amphibious vehicles. And we had so much fun that we thought, let's do it again next year. And it's grown to now, we probably have 65 vehicles here. You can go in at Henley and you can go down the river 10 miles and come out somewhere else and just drive home. But I thought, I'm going to get something for myself, and I'm not into anything military. I don't like green stuff. So the Amphicar, which is now 55 years old, attracted me. It looks good. It's a car you can use on the road as well as on the water. It's a 4-seater 60s convertible car that goes in the water. And you have to really use the same means of propulsion on the water and on the road. Nowadays, it's moved more from propellers onto water jets, but I like propeller. Because of the mechanical nature, the hobby does attract people who like to make their own things, and this is an example. This is a floating citron that this chap from Holland has made, and he comes with all the rudders, and it keeps up and it goes into locks and doesn't break. It's never sunk, but it's full of foam, I think. You know, a car should not really naturally go on the water, should it?